Well, hello there. I'm Pete LaFrance, the old Growler. Welcome to Meeting Expectations. If you're new and this is a first-time visit, here's what we do. We take a look at a can or a bottle of beer. There we go. We read what the brewer or what the brewery wants us to know about it. We crack it open and see if it meets expectations. All right. Oh, and again, if you're new here, I'd appreciate it if you clicked on, and you enjoy this, click on the subscribe button and the bell. That way you won't miss any of our presentations. And today I'd especially appreciate it if you put a comment down there. Okay, for those of you who have been here before, you know what to expect. Okay, once again, we have one from the Threes Brewing Company here in Brooklyn, New York. And it's There You Are India Pale Ale. It's got a kind of a, looks like a delivery box with somebody being delivered in it. I'm not quite too sure what to make of that. They're wearing a helmet though, so that's good. It says, brewed and packaged by Threes Brewing, 333 Douglas Street, Brooklyn, 6.0 ABV, and that is about it. India Pale Ale. Okay. India Pale Ale is kind of a bronze ale, relatively highly hopped. I would suggest if it's an American Pale Ale, it would have a lot of grapefruit in it, that type of a thing. I'm not too sure how much aroma it would have, but it is an ale, so it would have a lot of, in the fermentation you get a lot of esters, which are aromatics, as well as some of the hops, particularly if it's kind of dry hopped or late hopped. So I'm expecting an amber colored beverage that is not too aggressively hopped, but enough to make me know that it's definitely not a Pilsner. All right, let's crack this open and see if it meets expectations. Oh, by the way, we always use the same style of glass, because that way none of the beers have a leg up when it comes to absorbing their carbonation or the head, or appreciating the aromatics. Also, another thing, what we do is most people, when they taste a beer or a wine or a spirit, they see, they snip, they sift, and then they say, okay, we will see, sip, sniff, and then say. Why? I'll let Master Sommelier Fred Dex explain it all to you. And one last thing. Once we crack the beer open, I always use my thermopen to take the temperature, because we like to keep our lagers between 40-45 degrees and our ales 50 to 55 degrees. All right. Again, an India Pale Ale from Threes. There you are. So I'm not quite too sure what to expect, but let's crack it open and see what we've got. Okay. Oh, it's a hazy one. It's a hazy one, my friends. A little cloudy. I wasn't quite expecting that. It's got a very nice head on that. Yes. All right. Well, I always use a ThermoWorks pen, and we have it at, this is at 54 degrees. So an India Pale Ale, that is an optimum temperature. Absolutely. Well, cheers. Wow. That's a very creamy beer. I'm not too sure whether it has to do with the yeast and whether they were working on some of the unfermentables maybe that were in there. But it really has a nice body to it. I want to check the ABVs. 6%, so it's not way up there. So There's a nice body to it, and the malt and hops are nicely balanced. This isn't an aggressive hop like my way of looking at it, the Kent Golding and the Fuggles that are traditional British style of hops, and yet it's not a raspy kind of a sharp grapefruit either. It is a nicely balanced as far as the hops go. Not too much happening in the nose. So, let's one more sip. There is a nice echo of the hop bitterness in the aromatics as well. They're not quite the same. So it is a nice balance that they were able to achieve. I gotta give them credit for that. So, does There You Are India Pale Ale from Threes meet expectations? It certainly does. I'm the Old Growler, hoping all of your beers meet expectations.